Well, this week's Remarkable Woman Spotlight shines on a young woman with a big heart for the elderly and big talent for capturing their amazing life stories.
How she united her people passion with her love of writing and history is nothing short of remarkable.
Equally impressive, this innovative entrepreneur has turned it all into a successful business. Here's Remarkable Woman nominee Olivia Savoie, whose books are truly the gift that keeps on giving generation after generation. 29-year-old Olivia Savoie spends most of her working days here in her writing house, nestled on a bayou that runs behind her childhood home.
So I write life story books, heirloom life story books, usually for grandparents, people over 70. And the purpose of these books is for their children and grandchildren to always know their stories and to pass them down through the generations.
For generations, most people preserved family history in paintings or photographs, carefully placed in a photo album for safekeeping, while many present-day memories are digital. But Olivia, on advice from a school counselor who suggested she combine her love of people, writing, and history, created her own professional path.
I have loved writing all my life, and some other things I loved was time with my grandparents and history. So after I graduated from UL with an English degree, I dove right into putting all those together in life story writing.
Olivia says her company, Raconteur Life Story Writing, was created to help the aging tell their stories, to bring joy and meaning to their days by making them feel loved and heard while capturing their legacy for future generations.
Most often, I leave with a bond and a book in the end of it. I stay friends with a lot of my people I've written on behalf of. And I've heard so much about them. I've then been dwelling on their story for weeks at a time while I write it. So I get very close to the people I work with, and I learn a lot from them.
Each project can take anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks. She has a team that helps with everything from editing copy to choosing and placement of pictures and book cover design. She says it's not unusual for her to wake up in the middle of the night to write down inspiration for a chapter title or combing through hundreds of photographs.
I interview my subjects at their homes. I ask them guided questions. And once I've heard their whole story, after many, many hours together, I'll spend several weeks writing a book from their point of view and their tone of voice. The goal is that even 50 years from now, their grandchildren can read it and feel like they're hearing their grandparent tell their story.
And it's because of those stories, packed with colorful characters and rich history, Olivia can't imagine doing anything else.
I hear so many things. I've heard about growing up in 1920s New Orleans. I've heard from World War II veterans, Holocaust survivors, and entrepreneurs who built Acadiana. And so it's amazing how the perspective is always changing. Every few months, I'm immersed in someone new's story and getting to know them and their experiences. So I am constantly learning the history of the community and then documenting that history inevitably in the books that take place here too.
One could say Olivia is somewhat of a time traveler with a front row seat documenting the days of long ago through the lives and times of so many living out their golden years. She knows what she is doing is priceless.
Because these are legacies, and these are something that's going to withstand the test of time. With a lot of other mediums for family history preservation, like audio or video, it's going to change over time, and it might be hard to access in 100 years. But there's a timelessness and a beauty to the books. And it's such an honor and a privilege to know that I'm crafting something that'll be around 100 years from now.
It was truly wonderful meeting you, Olivia. Of course, the winner of our Remarkable Women campaign gets to enjoy an all-expense-paid trip to compete in the national competition. It's being held in Los Angeles this spring. You can watch our finalist profiles every Tuesday of this month during PASPA 2 and News 10, like you just saw at 5 o'clock and 10 p.m.